My name is Josh Gordon. I'm the Barberton Community Foundation Chair for the Board of Directors this year. For some, it may seem obvious that the 25th year of the Barberton Community Foundation is the natural year for the city's school district to win the Game Changer Award. After all, the largest project the foundation has ever undertaken is funding the construction of the Barberton High School. But the culmination of this massive effort of completing the payment for this building is not why the district is being recognized for its efforts in 2020. Barberton Schools received multiple nominations for this distinction from different members of the community for its remarkable approach to the unprecedented event of a global pandemic and healthcare crisis with COVID-19. This is a moment where real leaders step up, and the administrative staff, led by Superintendent Jeff Ramnytz and Assistant Superintendent Jason Andrus, as well as every building principal from the high school to the preschool, did a wonderful job building a plan for how to maintain learning safely and then clearly communicating what was required of that plan and everyone who took part in it for it to be a success. When many districts across the state held classes 100% remote, Barberton Schools again found a way to be different in a positive way, offering both remote and in-person instruction. The district's response was so thorough and well executed that Governor DeWine even invited Superintendent Ramnytz on his 2 p.m. news conference in 2020 so that the Barberton way of doing things could be held up as an example for how to do it right, an example that other districts did follow. Teachers had to adjust completely to a new way to work. In addition to the challenges of communicating curriculum and preparing students for testing, teachers became experts in sanitizing their classrooms and working through breaks since students were safest by staying in the classroom all day, to cleaning up after lunch even when they didn't have lunch duty, and supporting young people through some of the most emotionally taxing times in the students' lives, but in all of our lives. Teachers are amazing, and the teachers of Barberton Schools were at their best in 2020 when our community was dealing with the most uncertainty. I'd also like to recognize the teachers' aides, counselors, building staff, cafeteria workers, bus drivers, and custodians. These unsung heroes stepped up to protect students at the times when our understanding of how to manage this virus were most uncertain. Their courage was an inspiration to us all. While COVID-19 has changed the game for many, Barberton Schools adapted and overcame its many challenges. Thank you for being Barberton strong. Please join me in celebrating this amazing accomplishment by everyone who wears a Barberton City School District badge, because they are the 2021 Barberton Community Foundation Game Changer.
Hi, my name is Jeff Ramnytz. I'm the superintendent of Barberton City Schools. Since the beginning, it's, this is something that nobody had prepared for. Just like every other school district, there's been 1,000 challenges, but what I'm most proud of is the Barberton City Schools has been ahead of the game. We kind of contemplated that schools were going to be shut down, and even before it started, we had 20 days of work ready for our kids to take home, and I had superintendents from other districts calling me, asking me if we knew something that they didn't know. And I said, no, I don't, but I like to be prepared. I'm an old offensive line coach, and I'm always prepared. Our teachers just, as far as I'm concerned, they knocked it out last year, whether they taught in person or whether they taught online. Sometimes when the students had to quarantine, we allowed those students who were quarantined that had been coming in the schools to go online and watch the classes that were taking place. We taped classes for students who had missed things so they could go back and rewatch. The Barberton City Schools teachers did an amazing job just stepping up and making a very bad and tough situation amazing for our students. Not just our teaching staff, custodians, maintenance, food service. When we did go full remote, we had to figure out how to feed all of our students. So I would say from March until May, we made food, we packed it up, we put it in buses, we took it all over the city, and we passed out about 250,000 breakfasts and lunches from March to May, which was amazing. And here's the thing: is our bus drivers were involved, our teachers were packing. It was amazing, the team effort that took place in Barberton. I've always known Barberton as a special place, but the last 20 months really proved it to me that when there's a crisis, when things, our backs up are against the wall, this staff steps up and does what needs to be done. And they're just amazing. I can't say enough about them. Another group that did an amazing job were our parents and our students. Our students came in, they were like soldiers. They wore their masks. They did what they needed to do. The students who were home online did what they needed to do. So it was a combined effort, staff, students, and parents. And I want to thank the community, because the community, anytime, people were checking in constantly. What do you need? How can we help? Because they knew that we were struggling. And yes, we did knock it out and we did a great job, but it was tough. And it still continues to be tough today. Probably this year is a little bit tougher than it was last year. But again, we are ahead of the game. We are doing what's best for students. And I'm very proud of our efforts, not only the last 20 months, but as we move forward through this year. We're trying to make this year as normal as possible for our students, because they've really struggled over the last 20 months. I think everyone has. Adults have struggled over the last 20 months. Could you imagine children, what they've gone through? And we're starting to see some of those behaviors pop out, but we have the resources to help those students. After the last 20 months, there's nothing the Barberton City Schools can't do, in my eyes. And with all the support from the community, we will get through this and we will come out stronger than we were before. Wow. Just remember, we are all magics, and we will always be Barberton strong. And I'm going to give you the eye. All right?
Yes. Yes.
Ready?
Yes.
Are we filming?
We are filming.
And a 1 and a 2 and a 3. Wonderful, wonderful.